Hmm. Buying too quick, buying too much too quick. That was a really tough lesson that I had to learn during COVID. Like I said, I was very hungry during COVID. Interest rates tanked, as we all know. And I just didn't have the right systems or the right team in place during that time. And I ended up picking up 6 properties at once. And that's not to, brag or to, impress you or anything, more so to impress upon you that I have made mistakes that have cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, I'm not the perfect investor and I'm not this big time, investor either. It's just a strategy that I've used and that takes time.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil. Today, I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Nathan Gray, who is a real estate investor doing midterm, long-term, and Airbnbs across multiple states, as well as helping active duty members understanding real estate and investing better. So excited to have you here today, Nathan.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to share.
Great. Let's dive in. First off, for those who are not familiar with you and your work yet, can you share what your main focus is?
Yeah, my main focus for myself as the investor. So I use my VA loan, acquire a rental property or my primary residence, and then I live there for about 12 months to 24 months. And then I refinance out of that VA loan to free up my entitlement. And then I rinse and repeat. I just have kept doing that time and time again to the point to where now I have investment properties in 3 different states, ranging from midterms to Airbnbs and long-term rentals. And that's really what I'm here to hopefully share with other active duty service members to accomplish the same exact thing.
Awesome. And what markets do you operate in?
It's a great question. So currently right now I'm in Minot, North Dakota, Dallas, Texas, and San Diego, California, or I would say Southern California. So upwards of Riverside out to Palm Springs and Palm Desert area.
Great. And so what kind of investing strategies are you currently using?
Investing strategies. So I don't want to complicate it because it's really not that difficult. It's basically just using your VA loan to buy your primary residence, and then you're converting that into a rental to a hold situation, and then you're refinancing out of that VA loan and, collecting that passive income. So it's a real simple 3-step process. The strategy: use your VA loan with 0 down, buy either a single family home or a 2 to 4 unit, and then you live there for 12 to 24 months underneath the VA guidelines of it being your primary residence for at least 12 months, and then converting that into a rental. Finding tenants. You can either do that yourself or you can hire a property manager to do that. And then refinancing out of that VA loan so that way it frees up your entitlement. Pretty simple 3-step process.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you just do like buy and hold type rentals?
Yeah, so a little bit of both. I guess it kind of just depends on the situation, right? So if it's a single family home and it would benefit more from an Airbnb type of situation where I know interest rates right now, they're, pretty high. So depending on where you're buying across the country, again, I'm only in 3 different states, so those are really the only ones that I can speak to. But single family home, if, the numbers work out, we've been finding that Airbnb is a better solution for that because that monthly payment with the higher interest rate with zero down on a VA loan is a lot more achievable of creating that positive passive income. And so in other situations, if it's a, smaller unit or a multifamily, anywhere from 2 to 4 units that you can go up to using your VA loan, again, that's zero down. Some of those might be more beneficial of being midterm rentals or renting it out on a website known as Furnish Finder, where you get a lot of your corporate rentals. Those are shorter term leases or midterm leases, anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And typically with those jobs, those individuals are getting paid stipends from, their employers. So it's similar to BAH in the military, right? Basic allowance for housing. And so the midterm rentals work really well with your multifamily. And then obviously your long-term rental, anywhere from 12 to 24 months as well. And that's slow, steady growth, but also predictable income too.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
What do you feel are some main keys that made the biggest difference in allowing your business to grow and run smoothly?
Yeah, I would probably say really putting the information out there. I don't think that there is a direct source that active duty service members or veterans that also want to be investors. There's not a direct source or a direct person that's a part of the VA that really puts the information in a digestible kind of framework that we all kind of understand. It's not a difficult process to understand, having the right people in place. So to answer that question, I think having the right people in place has really allowed me the opportunity to kind of grow and scale my business personally, taking what I've learned and really helping other individuals implement that same exact thing, if that answers your question.
Sure. What does having, are you talking about having the right team members? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, having the right team members. So because we are investing in other states, I think it's really important that you have a support team in like boots on the ground is what I refer to it as. And that goes from contractors, handymen, cleaners, depending on what type of rental it is, people that are on the ground that can actually support you while you're not there. Most of us in the military, we have PCS orders anywhere from, 2 to 3, maybe 4 years. And so when we are using our VA loan and we're buying, it has to be a primary residence. So you can't buy out of state with it unless you're moving to that state. A big concern that a lot of individuals have is, what do I do with it after I leave? Well, having the right team in place once you PCS out of that city is crucial to being successful and, the operations running smoothly. So for me, yes, it was having the right team in place that can really support me whenever I'm not there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's important. And so, what does your kind of day to day look like as an investor? Is it more of like a passive thing for you now?
I'm in my early 30s right now, so I'm just hungry.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always working. So, of course, I do love my family and my friends, but I think at the end of the day, I'm very passionate about this. I've been there myself. I've been the active duty service member, and now being where I'm at right now, I've seen how it's changed my life and I've seen how it's changed clients' lives in the past. Like my day-to-day activities that I would say, yeah, I'm typically searching for deals for myself, typically out of state, not necessarily now using my VA loan only, just because I have gotten to a place where I can do other type of creative financing for deals. But I would say my day to day is really supporting the active duty community here in San Diego, achieving those same exact things, buying, holding, and redoing it after they PCI, rinse and repeat. Yeah, so for myself, I'm just deal hunting. I'm just looking for the next opportunity for myself, but also for my current clients that I'm, working with in San Diego. So I think a lot of my time goes into preparing the clients and educating them. And so I'm very passionate about it, but my day to day is just always real estate, whether or not it's investing in myself or investing, helping another client invest or buy their first home, then kind of taking it from there. So it's really the boring life of real estate. That's it. Eat,
Yeah,
breathe, sleep it.
totally. What does your like lead gen process look like?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Lead gen, great question. So one of the reasons, again, I feel like it's me coming on to podcasts and just sharing my story, sharing what I'm trying to accomplish out there. Lead gen for me is really social media. It is beating the pavements, door knocking. Literally, the house down the street's overgrown. It looks like it's gotten deferred maintenance, and so I'm the individual that's walking up to that house and seeing if they have any interest in selling. And if they don't, I've had a lot of doors slammed in my face too, So I think the biggest lead gen that I have right now is we did just start up a monthly, quarterly webinar. It's called VA Cheat Codes. And that's something I'm also really passionate about this year on putting more effort into that one and resources into that to really grow and scale that side of things. Again, a wider audience to, again, help that 13% go up closer to 50 and maybe 100%. So webinar right now is a big lead gen for me, and then of course, referrals from past clients, from friends, from family members. They all know me as Real Estate Nate. And so I think, referrals are my favorite ones because those are past clients that know, like, and trust me. And so to have a referral from someone that they know, like, and trust is what I have found to be, the best type of client to work with. So yeah, three kind of sources, just beating the pavement every single day, the webinar that we just launched in January, and then referral, just word of mouth.
Yeah, amazing. And what are you most focusing on solving or scaling to next?
Solving or scaling to next. Solving that the 13% of 20 million veterans have not used their VA loan. So I think that's a global kind of view on it, that there are just so few individuals that have actually used their VA loan. And so I think that is a huge problem that I'm trying to solve. Reaching that wider audience. The scaling part, again, the webinar, right? And my own portfolio. So I try my best at least 2 units a year or 2 doors a year for myself. But then, on the client facing side of things, I really do try my best to help them accomplish 1 unit a year. And it's even more important that they do it sooner rather than later, unlike I did when I was, 6 months out of getting out of the military, is whenever I first learned and really took the time to understand the VA loan. And by that time, once I bought my first house, I was already getting out. And so, that comes up with its own, challenges in and of itself. But, um, yeah, I think that's the scaling part.
What is a challenge or obstacle that you've overcome on your investing journey? And like, what did you learn through it?
A challenge that I've overcome.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Buying too quick, buying too much too quick. That was a really tough lesson that I had to learn during COVID. Like I said, I was very hungry during COVID. Interest rates tanked, as we all know. And I just didn't have the right systems or the right team in place during that time. And I ended up picking up 6 properties at once. And that's not to, brag or to, impress you or anything, more so to impress upon you that I have made mistakes that have cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, I'm not the perfect investor, and I'm not this big time, investor either. It's just a strategy that I've used, and that takes time. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest challenges that I've faced, and biggest lesson that I've learned is to take your time, right? You're on nobody else's timeline but your own. And really make sure that you're doing it on your own timeline. No one else's.
Yeah, definitely. I think often we want results quick.
Yeah, exactly. Most of us.
Yeah. It's the instant gratification programming that we're all working to, overcome.
It's that scroll. It's that flick of
Yeah,
the scroll.
exactly. Exactly. What advice would you give to a newer investor?
Don't start too late. The advice that I would give to a new investor, there's never going to be a perfect time. Don't wait too long to start. I think as long as you have the right people around you, again, going back to the support and the team, or at least a good mentor that has done it in the past and is kind of on the path that you would like to go on, or you kind of see yourself in the next couple of years, having that right mentor in place is extremely beneficial to your success. So that would be, my own little 2 cents.
Yeah, definitely. Mentorship is so important. So, what else are you kind of like looking forward to when it comes to investing? Is there anything that you're wanting to expand into or try out that you haven't yet before?
No, I think I not really expand into, um, I mean, maybe like teaching classes, but I feel like the systems and processes, that blueprint that I was talking about that I've, worked on for almost 10 years, that's my lane. And I know what I'm really good at. I know what has made me successful. And so I don't really want to stray too far from that by just implementing some of the new, like, kind of lead generations that we were talking about and building that community of teaching those individuals like that. That is kind of where my head is at, of kind of expansion, of just reaching a wider audience. And but as far as the 3-step blueprint that I have, I don't want to stray too far from that. I know that works, and I've had clients in the past too. A single woman, all active duty, bought her first house and second house, and now she's on her 3rd house, and she's not even married. Single income, like she was the first one that started that a few years ago. And other clients in the past, like, the system is working for the
Yeah.
individual, and they're from individuals that never thought it was possible, coming from, their background, or coming from the military, or their financial situation that they were currently in. So yeah, there's not much that I want to venture away from that. There's not much else.
Yeah, amazing. And sounds like, yeah, sounds perfect that you have your system in place. That's awesome.
It definitely hasn't disappointed yet, but they'd probably just a lack of time in,
Sure.
every can't be perfect. And not saying that it is perfect or anything, but we all make mistakes.
Of course. Yeah, it's part of the process.
Exactly. Part of the growing process. And there's always pain.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, learn more, where can people find you and connect with you?
Yeah. So if I can share a link with you, but the first one, follow me on Real Estate Nate SD_SD on Instagram. But I also do have a link for our school community platform that we just launched last year, slowly growing it. But like I said, that is the intention of 2026 is to help grow that community. So that way we are, sharing the word, teaching everybody, active duty service members and veterans, what they didn't know about their VA loan. So school.com under the community page, VA cheat codes, and then on Instagram, real estate Nate_SD.
Perfect. Well, appreciate your time and your story. Thank you for being here.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. And yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And for the listeners tuning in, if you got value, make sure you have subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators like Nathan who are building real businesses. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.